Happy Pride! Hi friends! Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry I disappeared for a while. I've been dealing with a little bit of a medical situation, which is part of why I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt in the middle of June in Florida. Like I'm not hot. But we might talk about that at a later date. Just know I am going to try to start filming videos again. I already have a couple edited and everything like that. I just have to make them public. But I think I want to kind of stockpile a little bit more, but this video had to go out this month. For obvious reasons. So yes, it's Pride! Welcome. I'm aware it's, by the time this is going out, it's probably near the end of Pride, honestly. June has been crazy for me, okay? Do not judge me. Just know that I have been trying. I'm sorry. So, I decided to make this video, and I decided to make it 3 parts in one video. The first part will be my coming out story. The second will be what I've learned since I've come out. And the third is going to be a message to a few groups. Sit around, this video is going to be a lot. Just a heads up, I'm not trying to start drama, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just putting my opinion out there. I am letting people know, and frankly, I am telling some groups some things that they need to hear because clearly they don't know. So let's begin! I still got it. Okay, so to start up, we're going with my coming out story. And this year marks the 5th anniversary of me coming out. Yay! Before I came out, there was a very long period that I knew, but I didn't come out because, issues, you know? When I was about 11 or 12, my cousins decided to make a gay bet about me. Yeah, with money involved. They were like, oh yeah, doesn't he look a little gay? Oh yeah, he looks a little F-slurry. Yeah, and then the other one was like, yeah, he is kind of fruity. So for a long time, I held that in my heart, because let's be honest, they did it in front of me. They decided to make this bet in front of the 11 or 12-year-old that just went to go hang out with his cousins. But they made the bet in front of me. So for a very long time I knew, but I didn't come out because I didn't want to let them be right. I didn't want to let the assholes win in my mindset. So in doing that, I was just doing more harm to myself because I was negating and neglecting this part of me that was a big part of me, and I didn't really know it at the time. I just felt like, oh yeah, I could hold it down and be done with it. But no, you can't. So eventually I decided I couldn't do it anymore, and I decided to come out. And that went a lot better than I expected, honestly. I was very scared. I'll be completely honest. I was very scared. I decided to try it out, essentially. I decided to tell one friend. And I don't even know why I told him. Maybe it's because like I didn't talk to him too often. I didn't talk to him like an everyday kind of situation, so I guess I was a little more comfortable coming out to him like, yeah, you know, hey, by the way. And he was very excited about it. He like, yeah, you know, I'm glad you came out. I'm glad you told me. This is great, you know. And so I was like, okay, that went better than I expected. I could do this. I could definitely do this. Okay. My heart's not racing a mile a minute, it's fine. And so I decided to come out to my sister. She had tears of joy. I told her, and all of a sudden just one eye started leaking. And she was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine, I'm just happy. I'm like, okay. So then after that, I told all my friends in school at the time. So that weekend, I believe, is when I decided to come out to two of my main cousins, and they took it well. They were excited. They were happy that I came out to them, and they were excited that I was like myself. Maybe also it's because I probably won one of the money. I know what you're thinking. Let me go back to that for a second, though. I know what you're thinking, that they sound like they weren't supportive or anything like that. No, they're all very supportive now. It's just that did cause a hindrance on my growth as a person. I mean, they're supportive now. One of them even got me this for my birthday. Look at her. She's precious. Look at her focus camera. So, after I decided to tell my cousins, I knew it was time to tell my parents. I knew they were supportive. I knew they weren't homophobic or anything like that. I knew I was very. I don't know why it was so nerve-wracking for me to come out to them. When I came out to my mom in the living room, I was stuttering so much. I was just very like, yeah. So I'm kind of and she like just spit it out. So the thing is, she was drinking tea at the time, and so when I finally blurted it out and came out, she choked on her tea and spit some out. She had a spit take, and I'm like, yeah, who spit what out now? But she was supportive. Then we got my father into the living room. I told him, and he was supportive, and I'm very fortunate. I know a lot of people don't have that. I know a lot of people don't have, the support in their family, and I'm very sorry for them. But my family was incredibly supportive. And only issue is, right, my parents might have been too supportive, because my mom decided to take it upon herself to come out for me to the rest of the family. Because the next day I get home from school, and I go and I sit down in the living room, and mom's sitting there already, and she looks over at me, and she just goes, I came out to your aunt for you. And I'm like, Ma, what? And she's like, yeah, no, I wanted to make sure that she wasn't going to be disrespectful or anything like that. I just wanted her to, if she came out nasty, I wanted her to come out nasty to me, and then I'll handle it, and you don't have to worry about it. And so I was like, Ma, I get it, but that it's my thing to do, that's something that anyone that's coming out feels like that's something they have to do, it's not for someone else to do. You come out on your own time. You don't have someone else come out for you. That's just not right. But so I told her, don't do it again. And she was, all right, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. She did it again. Because the next day I get home from school, and she just looks at me and she's like, I told your other aunt. I'm like, Ma, what did I just tell you? And she's like, I know, but I just wanted to make sure. And I did hold it against her for a bit. I do feel, and to this day I still kind of feel like, she kind of took something away from me in a sense. But I also understand, and I'm appreciative of what she meant by it, like what she was trying to do. She shouldn't have done it, but I understand, and I'm appreciative of what she was trying to do. But yeah, no, my coming out got stolen from me a little bit. Just a little bit, It's fine. I'm not bitter. So there are two main things that I've learned since I've come out. One is, very simply, I can't have friends. Period. I just can't have friends. I'll have a girl or a guy come over, and mom's just like, are you two? Are you? I'm like, Ma, she's married. Ma, he has a girlfriend. Ma, no. And she's like, but are you two, I'm like, no. We're playing video games. That's all we doing. Calm down. I can't have friends. The second is less funny. It's more along the lines of the fact that we still have a very long way to go for acceptance in society. Perfect example is I was working in a music store that constantly played rock music, and everyone in the store was a musician in some way, shape, or form. So, obviously, my black nail polish kind of fits in, you know, it's the aesthetic. It's my aesthetic on top of that, so it works. And customers would have the audacity to come up to you and be like, those nails make you look a little F-slur. Excuse me? Why does someone think they have the authority to come up to you and say something like that? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Another time, pre music store, I was working as a cashier, and where I was working, we were doing a breast cancer awareness thing, so we were all wearing pink shirts. And this guy comes up to me like, "Oh, that pink shirt makes you look F-slur." And I'm like, "Sir, this is for breast cancer awareness." I said, "Secondly, real men wear pink." Why does the color of my shirt or the color of my nails matter to you? Secondly, just because they are a color that you don't deem, you know, manly, does not make me effeminate. I mean, I am a bit effeminate, but but that's not for you. Go shoo. The next part, I'm going to be addressing certain groups individually. Here's where things get fun. Again, I'm gonna say I am not here to disrespect any groups. I am not here to insult anybody. I am simply here to state my opinion, state how I feel, how a lot of people feel actually, and hopefully make somebody realize they're not right. Maybe they can realize, like, hey, maybe, you know, I'm looking at these groups the wrong way. Hopefully. Doubtful, but hopefully. So let's get started. Send in the first group! Hi. This message goes out to the straights and the homophobes. Not in that order. Mostly the homophobes, but some of the messages apply to the straights as well. So, let's get started. First up, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. We ain't doing nothing wrong, just calm down. Please and thank you. Secondly, the gay agenda. What? Y'all really out here thinking like, it's that gay agenda of yours, isn't it? Trying to convert everybody. I guarantee you it's the gay agenda. Is that really on today's agenda? Am I gonna have to check? She's really gonna make me check, okay. She's really gonna make me check, isn't she? I'm really gonna have to check, okay. Where the hell am I? I can't believe I'm really gonna have to check this. Book! Come home or make thyself known. Wake up. Try not to cry. Yeah, no, that's not on the agenda today. I mean, maybe. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that we don't have a book that tells us the agenda for the day. I'm just gonna say, what you think's on the gay agenda ain't. We're not out here trying to change anybody or do anything malicious. We're just trying to get through the day. That's all that's on the agenda. We aren't the ones that are out here sexualizing children. That's you guys. We aren't the ones that put our babies in these weird onesies that like hypersexualize them or say weird things like, you know, some of the ones I'm gonna pop up on the screen here and there. No, that's you guys. We have better fashion sense. We just try to dress up our babies like little dapper potatoes and call it a day, okay? We don't try none of that. And then we're also not the ones that go up to children playing and be like, who's this, your little girlfriend? No, sir, they're 4. They are 4. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Again, sir, they're 4. The only thing they're doing is pretending that bench is an elephant and try not to poop their pants. Okay, that is it. The way some of these adults talk to children like that, it's very creepy to me. Who's this, your little girlfriend? No, they're friends, that's it. They're playing pretend. Not girlfriend, not boyfriend, not anything in between. Just pretend. Let's try not to do that, okay? That's wrong. I'm not saying that there aren't any P words in the Alphabet Mafia, but there are P words in literally every social group, whether it be the Alphabet Mafia, straights, priests, firemen, police, what have you. There's always gonna be a bad apple in a bunch, okay? But you can't judge the entire bunch on the one apple. So don't assume that we're all sexualizing children and we're all P words, when in reality, there was just one guy that one time, and the same can be said for your group and that group and this group. I'm not saying there's only one. I'm just saying there's a lot more good people than there are bad people. Plus, you guys kind of put teen moms on TV, and that's sexualizing children. I'm just throwing that out there. Nothing wrong with the teen moms, but I'm just saying, you know, yeah, put that on TV. Yeah, I did that, not us. Please, 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 for everything you deem holy in the world, do not go up to your queer friend and be like, are you a top or a bottom? Ma'am, I wear both tops and bottoms because Lord knows if I went around town Donald Ducking it with no pants, I would be arrested. But no, in all seriousness, that's none of your business. None of your business. I love that straight people love to say, oh, you guys throw your sexuality in our faces. No, we don't. You love to question us about, are you a top or a bottom? You're prying into our sex life. We're not trying to throw it out there. We're just like, yeah, you know, I might like men. And you're like, you're throwing it in our faces. And I'm just like, but then in the same breath, they'll be like, but are you a top or a bottom? Excuse me? Rewind. You don't see us questioning what you do in your bedroom when the door closes. You don't see us asking you how long until you pull out your good vibrations because your man couldn't last. No. No. Mind your business. That is it. That's all I gotta say about that. The nerve of some people. I've literally been sitting there and my mother asks me the same question. So, are you a top or a bottom? Ma'am? No. I tell her, I'm like, that's none of your business. And she looks me up and down and she'll go, you look like a bottom. Excuse me? What? How dare you? Rude. I am hurt. I am hurt and I'm not hurt easily.
I'm devastated.
Plus, that one kind of goes with the question of like, who's the guy and who's the girl in the relationship? The point of a gay relationship is that there is no opposite sex. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gay, the point of the relationship is that you're both guys. And the same can be said for lesbians. If you're a lesbian, the point is that you're both women. So, to answer the question, we're both men. I've seen people in happy relationships that were both masculine, and I've seen people in happy relationships that were both feminine. So you don't always need a feminine and a masculine. You can have a femme and femme, a mask and mask, a femme and mask, neither. Because the question kind of excludes people that are non-binary, gender fluid, where they don't really feel like they have a gender, they really don't know what they feel like they are that day. Because some gender fluid people are like, I feel more feminine today, I feel more masculine today. Some don't feel like they're either. So you're excluding those groups in your question. So maybe don't ask it. Don't ask if who's the top or who's the bottom. Don't ask who's the guy and who's the girl. 3, 2, 1. No. 3, 2, 1. No, we're not angry individuals. 3, 2, 1. No, we're not angry individuals. We're just very tired of having to defend ourselves at every turn when it comes to people being rude. Y'all really act like the elder gays are out there teaching us to hate and just being like,
let the hate flow through you.
No! We're just tired. We're more sassy than anything. No, it's not our whole identity. We're all complex individuals with many facets in our life that make us all unique. I do find it funny, though, that people that usually say it's our whole identity are the same people that, like, speak in Bible verse, have bumper stickers that say things like, I'm never alone, Jesus is my co-pilot, or a honk if you're devout, or their living room has, like, 78 crosses throughout it, looking like a house in the Conjuring movies, trying to repress demons and shit. But no, it's our whole identity. Your living room looks like Ed and Lorraine Warren are coming for you, okay? But yes, me not being straight is my whole identity. You don't see all of my hobbies in the background and whatnot. 3, 2, 1. Gay representation in movies, TV shows, comics, video games, and music isn't the end of the world.
Can you believe?
I've literally had to sit there for like a 10.5-minute simulated adult fun time scene that was very graphic. Very, very graphic between a man and a woman. Shortly after that scene, 2 guys had an intimate conversation. That's it, an intimate conversation. And then one lightly put his hand on the other one's hand that was resting on the bench. That was it. The handhold was all of probably 7 seconds. And I had to sit there and hear a rant about how they're shoving the gay agenda down your throat. No. No, you don't get to do that after I had to sit there in silence and watch that straight sex, okay? You don't get to say that they're shoving the gay agenda down your throat simply because 2 guys talked and held hands for 7 seconds. No. Do you not see the hypocrisy there? Do you not see? Do you not see it? You're being hypocritical. And I know you're like, no, I'm not being hypocritical, but
that's what you just did.
Okay, what you don't seem to understand is that representation is very important. Very, very important. And for a very long time, the only representation that was given was the straight, cis, white male. That's it. There were no queer characters, and if they were some trope or some one-off character that the main character had to deal with that episode, or they died of AIDS in some of the old shows. Yeah, that was our representation back in the day. Great, right? But nowadays, people want to complain anytime there's a single queer character, or they changed your favorite character to be Hispanic or black or something. Meanwhile, not realizing we didn't have representation in media for a very, very long time. And simply having a queer character isn't the gay agenda. No, we just want representation. It shouldn't all be about you, Steve. There's other people too. An LGBTQIA+ character can be the difference between life and death for somebody. I know it seems dramatic, but it's true. For me, I understand that I was very lucky in the aspect that my family was accepting of who I am and my sexual orientation and everything like that. But I also know that, again, I was lucky. There are many, many other people that weren't as fortunate as I was when it came to that aspect. A lot of people's families will kick them out, will tell them it's just a phase, will tell them they're confused, will try to send them to conversion therapy, and a lot more. So a lot of kids and young adults will end up being depressed and, the S word. And so seeing yourself in a character can actually help stop them from doing something, because you have to understand they're getting the negativity from everywhere. Whether it be the bullies at school or their families telling them that they're confused or something like that, they don't see themselves. But if they see themselves on a TV show or a comic or something along those lines, they can easily just say, I'm not crazy. The fact that this character is like me means that I'm not the problem. There's nothing wrong with me. There's other people like me. And that can mean the difference to somebody. So just because there's a single queer character, it's not about you, it's not an affront to you, it's not a disrespect or an attack on you and your sexuality for whatever reason you believe that. No, it's simply because somebody out there needs the representation more than you do. It gets frustrating to see people complain about, oh, everyone's becoming gay in TV and media and all this. Meanwhile, in all these shows, you got one queer character, one gay character there. The show's filled with straight people, completely filled with straight people. There's one gay character, and they're like, oh, it's the gay agenda. Everyone's becoming gay. No! That's just one character. And again, that character can help save a life. Representation matters. And I mean actual representation, not, I don't know, maybe just off the top of my head, a lesbian couple in the background of Finding Dory, or a Cyclops that mentions her wife in passing for a nanosecond and never touches base on it again, or simply just saying that a character's gay before the movie and or after the movie, and literally never touching base on it throughout the movie whatsoever. Yeah, no, I'm looking at you, Disney. Do better. Shame.
Shame. Shame.
And by representation, I also don't mean naming queer superheroes things like Safe Space and Snowflake. Yeah, no, I'm also talking to you, Marvel. Also shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame.
Bad. So we're still battling and trying to get representation in media that actually represents us and doesn't just give stereotypes and or fake representation like, you know, oh yeah, this person was totally gay in this movie that came out 4 years ago. That doesn't say at any point they're gay. And that can be the difference between life and death for some kid. Representation really does matter, but people are so pig-headed to believe that, oh, it's not that big a deal. If it's not that big a deal, why are you complaining so much about it? Or why are you trying to fight, oh, they shouldn't be gay, oh, they shouldn't be black? Representation matters, period. And the only people that really fight that are the people that have grown up with the representation. And we're doing a little better in certain TV shows nowadays. However, if you really want to complain about something that happens on TV shows and media in general, why not complain about the body shaming and the double standards? Double standards such as a man couldn't be sleeping around with multiple women and he'll be the cool guy and a good guy. But meanwhile, a woman will do the exact same thing with men and they slut shame her. I'm not saying to slut shame either of them. I'm just saying, why can't she be the cool woman? Hold the same standard for both of them. Don't just be like, oh yeah, he's cool and we should shame her. No. And of course the body shaming. For example, perfect example by the way, everyone's cult classic favorite, Friends. Yeah, no. Let's not forget that they use the concept of Fat Monica to do a trope of, you know, her being better off than she was in the past. Oh, I'm so much better. Look at me how thin I am now. Oh yeah, I'm doing so much better. I'm not Fat Monica anymore. And also, let's not forget that ugly naked guy used to be cute naked guy before he gained weight. Because, let's be honest, chunky people can't be cute. But yeah, no, we should really do something about the queer people on TV, right? Complain about that some more. And of course, one of the biggest ones for me, apparently, especially this past year, was the whole complaint about Montero by Lil Nas X. People complain simply because he's gay. It's not even a problem with the video or anything like that. It's just because he's gay. Because I've seen crazier videos. I've seen equally raunchy and more raunchy, and no complaint because it was a woman doing it. Let's not forget, this past year, WAP came out, and more recently, Thought Shit came out, and no one complained about those. Now, I'm not saying to complain about those. I'm just saying, again, hold the same standards. You can't complain about Lil Nas X, but not complain about those simply because, oh, that's what women do. That's sexist. No. And on top of that, let's be honest, you have been telling us for years that we're going to hell or to go to hell. The one time a gay guy actually goes to hell, you have a problem with it? And he killed the bad guy. So he did what you wanted him to do, and he did extra for you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
All I'm saying is hold the same standard. It was a great music video. I'm not biased at all. But I also enjoyed WAP and Thought Shit. You can't condemn him when you're like, oh yeah, no, that's them being them. Excuse me. You don't want him being him because he's gay? Is that what it is? And then the people try to get him to change his art? No. We're not attacking or threatening your way of life. If anything, you guys kind of have that Uno reversed because you're the ones that try to attack us.
Can you believe?
Now hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not saying non-homophobic straight people are doing this. I'm just saying we're not the ones doing it. Think of it like this, if you will. Alphabet Mafia members used to be thrown into insane asylums and experimented on. Some of you still threaten to throw your kids out or throw them into conversion therapy or other things simply for being gay. Not to mention, we're not the people that try to deface works of art simply because they have a rainbow on them. No, that's you guys. And not to mention, you don't really see any Alphabet Mafia groups trying to go to court and revoke straight rights. Again, you guys are trying to do that to us. But please, keep telling me how you guys are being attacked by us somehow. I would love to hear it. I'm just saying.
I said what I said.
I love that people want to talk about being attacked. Meanwhile, they're the ones attacking us. And they're like, oh, you're a monster, you're disgusting, you're a freak, you should be converted, you should do this, you should be put to death. Because let's not forget, a lot of places still kill LGBTQIA plus members or put them in jail, never to be seen again. I just love that our community gets attacked so much, and then the second one of us wears like nail polish, for instance, you guys act like
I am the fucking victim.
Yes, my nails are a crime. You are the victim. I apologize. I am so sorry. We're not out here trying to convert anybody. We're just out here trying to live our lives openly and freely. We're not doing anything out in public. We're just holding hands out in public or something like that. We're just trying to live our lives. We're not trying to convert. You guys really act like we're out here doing this. I always love that it's the people that say, oh, they're trying to convert people. Meanwhile, they're the ones trying to throw people into conversion camps. Or they'll be like, you just haven't found the right person of the opposite sex. Or, oh, you just haven't found God yet. Maybe if you come to church with me, you'll be straight again. Like that's a thing that can happen? Just because I was straight passing once upon a time doesn't mean I was straight. You can't just be straight again. Going to church isn't gonna turn you straight. Calm down. But yeah, no, we're trying to convert people. You're not there trying to convert us to your sexuality or your religion or anything like that. I'm just saying. I
said what I think.
There's the whole concept of, I don't really care what they do, so long as they do it behind closed doors. Sir, everything rated PG-13 and up usually has some kind of adult fun time scene in it. But you know, we're the ones throwing it in your face. You know, it should be behind closed doors. Not to mention your ads. Let's be honest. I've seen hyper adult fun time oriented ads for things like makeup, cologne, perfume, jeans for some reason. Just to name a few. Let's not forget those old burger commercials from back in the day. You know the ones I'm talking about. Oh, and the GoDaddy commercials. Do you remember those? And I would love to throw up, like, you know, some examples of some of these billboard ads and stuff like that that you see in broad daylight in cities in front of millions of people, including the children that you're so worried about. But the issue is that even a small YouTube channel like mine would get flagged for showing things like that. Yeah, hear what I just said. A small YouTube channel like mine would get flagged for showing these ads. Meanwhile, they're out in public, whether they be on the TV or they're on billboards that you're walking past every day, and you're truly trying to say that we're the ones trying to throw it out in public. Meanwhile, you got a guy on top of a girl on a giant billboard in Manhattan? Really? Again, do you see the hypocrisy? Do you see it? You can't be that blind. You have to see some of this. I'm just saying. Not to mention, hear me out. I have seen at a public park, in a children's party, men and women bumping and grinding on each other to the music. Again, this is a children's party. There is a Paw Patrol pinata. This is for kids. Meanwhile, in the same park, two women were holding hands and walking down the path, and people were snickering at them. So, it's okay for men and women to be bumping and grinding in front of kids, but the happy couple literally just walking along the path, there's an issue with? Hypocrisy! I am hurt.
That makes me feel sad. I'm sad.
It's natural. Believe it or not, there are over 1,500 species in the animal kingdom that exhibit homosexual activities, including but not limited to pandas, giraffes, penguins, newt, and yeah, big surprise, no, we didn't turn the freaking frogs gay. They were already there. We joined them. The Alphabet Mafia isn't new. We've been around for thousands and thousands of years. There were queer relationships in ancient Greece, Rome, and many other places. Not to mention, trans, non-binary, and gender-fluid people have also been around just as long. Big surprise, I know. But you see, there are stories from ancient China, ancient Japan, Rome, Greek, all of them, that actually portray trans people, gay people, gender-fluid people, and not to mention places like Hawaii have actually had names for things like third genders and other things for many, many years. Plus, some cultures actually revered queer people as having two spirits, the male and the female spirit, in one body. So they were revered. But no, please continue telling me how the LGBTQIA+ actually just popped up like 15, 20 years ago. Just please remember, just because you're uneducated on something doesn't mean it didn't happen. Please, 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 please. Stop trying to set up your queer friends with other queer people simply because they're queer. Imagine, if you will, I want to go set you up. I'm like, ooh, you know who's good for you? Bill Cosby, Trump. They're both straight. Why don't you get with them? Does that make sense? No, you need to have some kind of connection. It can't just be your sexual orientation. Give me something else. Don't just be like, oh, you two would be good for each other because you have the same sexuality. No. What do we have in common aside from that? What are their hobbies? What do they do? What do they enjoy? What kind of food do they like? What kind of music do they like? Who are they as a person? It's more than the sexual orientation, okay? Please stop trying to set up your queer friends with other queers just because.
You're a little confused, but he got the spirit.
Us getting human rights like the right to marry does not encroach on or take away your freedoms. It's simply just giving human rights to humans. Because big surprise, the thing about human rights is that all humans should have human rights. I don't know why I have to spell this out. I don't know why I have to say it. But apparently it needs to be said for whatever reason. All humans should have human rights. That is it. The concept that we all make everything about ourselves? No?
I'm so damn confused.
Can I say that? Just no? Why would you think that? Simply because we want the same human rights you have already? Or maybe because we want representation the same way that you have already? Or maybe because we have a month-long period that we celebrate and commemorate how far we've come as a community and the people that we've lost along the way and how far we still have to go? Is that why and how we make everything about ourselves? I know, it's a big surprise. It's not just a whole month-long celebration because we are who we are. Just, yay, time to go drink. No, it's to commemorate how far we've come. Because, let's not forget, it wasn't that long ago that we didn't have a lot of the rights that we do today. Yeah, because let's not forget all the people that we've lost along the way that helped us get the rights that we have today. But no, it's just a month-long celebration because we needed a reason to drink. That's it. Nothing more. But yeah, no, we definitely make everything about ourselves. But yeah, you're right. You do deserve Straight Pride Month because, you know, you guys have been discriminated against because of you being straight. Yeah, you definitely deserve it. You've gone through a lot. You know, like not being able to be married, or not being able to donate blood, or not being able to adopt kids or anything. You guys really get it. Getting fired for being straight, it's so rough on you. I know, I understand. I'm sorry. But no, yeah, we make it about ourselves. Maybe you could tell us about it during your Pride Parade that you think you deserve simply because we have a parade. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you? The hypocrisy's there. You just gotta look a little closer. And lastly, in my message to the straights and the homophobes, the concept of gay marriage ruining the sanctity of marriage. No, you guys ruined that on your own. If I can be so bold, let me explain. We aren't the ones ruining the sanctity of marriage. That's on you guys for making shows like Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiancé, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. What sanctity's left if you make shows like that? I'm sorry. I wasn't aware that people that actually have known each other for years and love each other have less of a right to be married than these people that are complete strangers. Or maybe we have less right to be married than the people that actually competed against each other to marry the same guy that they all somehow love after a couple of weeks. Do you see it? I don't think we can destroy the sanctity of marriage when you've done such a wonderful job. I know. We strike fear in your hearts for no other reason than us existing. I feel like Elektra in Pose said it best.
I know our presence threatens you. We fought for our place at this table, and that has made us stronger than you will ever be. Now pick your jaw up off the floor and go back to your clam chowder and shallow conversations. My girlfriends and I aren't going anywhere.
All that really needs to be known is that respect goes both ways. You want us to respect you, but you don't want to respect us. You want to act like we shouldn't exist, that we're some kind of freak, we're some kind of monster. No. But please, I'm done with you guys. You can be on your merry little way. But wait, before you go, can you please just send in the next group? Thank you, have a good day. Hi, this message goes out to my fellow people of color. So, hi. This one's gonna be a lot shorter than the previous one. I really just have one little thing to talk to you guys about. If you're a person of color and you're racist and or homophobic, shame on you.
Shame. 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 Shame.
No, don't do that. Honestly. Listen, as a community, we all know how it feels to be discriminated against. Whether it be black people or Hispanic people, we understand that we're always going to be discriminated against, period. And honestly, why would you want to put that on another marginalized group? You know that pain, you know discrimination, you know the hate that you get from people. Why would you put that on another group? We all get discriminated. I don't see why you add to it. We should all be lifting each other up, not bringing each other more down. Why? So don't be homophobic, please. It doesn't make sense to hate a group when your group has been hated. All I really have to say to you guys is...
That makes me feel sad. I'm sad.
Don't do it! Be better. You might have learned to do it, but you can unlearn. Do not spread more hate. There's already been enough. That's it. That's all I gotta say to you guys. I love you. Now, do me a favor and please send in the next group. Hi, this message is for the companies. Hey, how are ya? How are you doing? It's Pride Month. By the time this video's out, it's probably almost not Pride Month. Maybe it's the day after Pride Month. I don't know. But if it's the day after Pride Month, I know you got rid of your rainbows real fast. I guarantee you, June 30th came and went, and midnight came and the rainbows were gone. Because my message to you guys is, do something for the community before you try to slap a rainbow on your logo. You want to try to be like, oh yeah, Pride Month, woo, to try to get more sales? No, 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 bad, shame. No, you act like you're doing some grand thing by donating money to some unknown charity. You're just like, oh, it's going to a queer charity. Meanwhile, it's simply just like 1% of the proceeds that come from anything with a rainbow on it goes to a charity. You don't say what charity. You don't say, oh, the Trevor Project or something like that. No, you just say a charity. Good luck finding what? And even then, 1% isn't anything. Considering I just bought a $60 shirt from you, that means 60 cents. 60 cents of that is going to the charity. No. If you really want to help, tell us what the charity is. Maybe put a little more of it, like 50%, or maybe even more. And maybe it shouldn't even just be anything with a rainbow on it. Maybe any proceeds that you make that month should be put into charities to help these kids that are out there that don't have homes and stuff like that. Not just some unnamed charity that's probably just your bank account. And if you really want to be a team player, right? You can also get rid of those higher ups that are homophobic or transphobic or shoveling money into conversion camps or things like that. Yeah, if you really want to be a team player, you can get rid of them. I'm just saying. But yeah, that's all I really have to say to you guys. Thank you for coming. Please let the next group know that I'm ready for them. Please and thank you. Hey, this message is for my Alphabet Mafia members. How y'all doing today? Is we good? How's Pride been? Y'all have fun? I know we kind of all deserve it after, last year's Panorama Panini Press, global ouchie moment, but we need to talk too. So there are people in this community that really believe, for whatever reason, that trans people don't exist or don't belong. Stop it. They are real. Let's get that out there. They're real, and they do in fact belong in Pride. Just gonna say that. Let's not forget, it's common knowledge that a trans woman of color is actually one of the first people to throw a brick and start the riot. So tell me again how they don't belong when they actually started the riot that helped push us and get us the rights that we have today? You can't just act like, oh yeah, you did the work, now be gone. No. They belong in the group just as much as we do. Maybe even more than some people in this group do. Because at the end of the day, they put in the work. I love that people, act like trans people don't really count or matter in the LGBTQIA+, when in reality they helped build it. It's called the LGBTQIA+. The LGBT. And even before all the other letters came into knowledge and got added onto the acronym, it was the LGBT. LGBT. What do you think T stood for? Triceratops? No, trans. Why? Because they've always been there.
Can you believe?
Crazy. They are real, they belong in the community, and frankly, if I'm honest with you, you should respect them. Again, we know what it's like to be discriminated against. Why are we gonna put that on them? They get it enough. We don't need to add to it. We get it, they get it. We don't need to add it to each other. Period. Hey, Editing Johnny here, also known as Sith Lord Johnny if you can't tell. Let's not forget they also get it from their own community with people like Caitlyn Jenner, who received nothing but love, positivity, and acceptance from the community when she first came out as trans, only to now turn her back on her trans community and making movements such as trying to ban trans teens from participating in sports in high school. Meanwhile, she's out there competing in golf tournaments. So it's okay for you to compete in golf tournaments, but it's not okay for teens to compete in high school sports. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. So stop spreading hatred towards trans people when they get it enough from every angle, including from inside. A message to everyone about kink at Pride. Yes, this year there has been a huge debate about whether or not kink belongs at Pride or not. So I'm here to set the record straight. Does kink belong at Pride? Yes. That's it, yes. Think of it like this. The kink community helped bring Pride into existence. They were with us every step of the way. Not all kinks, but the kink community as a whole. Some of the groups that were there every step of the way include bears, leather people, and pups. So, they helped us. They stood alongside us, and they built us up. Along with the trans people, that some people also don't believe belong at Pride for whatever reason, they helped make Pride what it is today. I do not understand how you can truly sit there and say, oh yeah, no, they helped build us, but they don't belong here. Yeah, no, you helped set up the party, now you can leave, bye. They should enjoy it just as much as we do. I understand that not all kinky people are queer. However, there are queer kinky people, and they do deserve the right to be at Pride. The argument that Pride should be family friendly is absolutely ridiculous when you take into account the fact that Pride started as a riot in a bar. What's family friendly about that? Literally nothing. Pride started because we weren't wanted in people's families, so why should we make it family friendly? This time of year is to commemorate how far we've come, to commemorate the people that we've lost along the way in the fight for our rights, and to commemorate the fact that we still have a long ways to go, but all while celebrating how far we've come. So, obviously, if we're celebrating how far we've come and the people that helped us get here, you're going to see kinky people at Pride because they helped get us here. Now, if you want to bring children to Pride, I would recommend doing it once they get to a certain age. Maybe teens are okay. And even before that, I would, obviously I just mean like Pride events and things in public. Definitely don't take them places that you don't think a child should be. Just take them to the parade. And even before then, even before you take a teen or anyone else to the parade, I'm personally one of those that feels like you should know the history before you go to enjoy it. Know before you go, if you will. Because I feel like you wouldn't go to a birthday party and not know the person who the birthday's for, or go to a wedding and not know who's getting married. You know what I mean? You're just going for the party at that point. If you're going for the parade, you should be educated. You should know what we're celebrating and why there's a parade and all that. So if you're educated, you would actually understand why you see some people in harnesses, some people in leather gear and all this kind of stuff. It's because those people helped us get to where we are. Some of those people are us. You have to respect that. You can't just be like, oh no, I don't believe that belongs here because I want to bring my kid to see a rainbow parade. No, they belong there just as much as we do. And of course, there's a whole thing about, it's just so raunchy, I don't want to see that. You're not going to see anything. Everything's covered. Some people are more covered than others even, like the leather people. Some of them are coming in full-on leather jackets, and not to mention some people in the kink community also are more suited for today's society with, the global panini. I'm looking at you, pups. They already got a built-in mask. Speaking of pups, there are YouTubers by the name of Amp and Mr. Christopher at What's the Safe Word that speak on the topic of kink at Pride much more eloquently than I do. So I'm going to post a link down below if you want to see that and get a better understanding on the topic. And lastly, a message to the closeted people out there. Hi. Now, I'm not going to pretend and tell you it gets better, because frankly, it may not. I cannot guarantee your life. I cannot guarantee how things will go for you. I will tell you to enjoy Pride however you can, though. And I will tell you that if and when you ever decide to come out, the community will be here waiting. We are very open. We are very welcoming. The only people that aren't welcome are homophobes and P-words.
She doesn't even go here!
That's about it. You are welcome. You will be loved. And even if you're not out yet, even if you are not who you want to be, even if you do not love yourself yet, just know you are loved and your emotions are valid, and that you do deserve to be told Happy Pride. So that's it for this video. I know it was super rambly, super ranty. Excuse me. Again, I say, I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm not trying to disrespect any groups. I'm simply stating how I feel and how a lot of queer people feel. I just felt like I needed to say something because I do see a lot of my friends, myself, and others get disrespected because of our sexual orientation or their gender or something along those lines. And I feel it needed to be said because a lot of people feel like they can get away with it and that's it. When in reality, they're hurting people and they don't understand that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everybody's a bad person that does that. I'm saying people might be confused, people might not understand. Hopefully this video could help educate people to see why they shouldn't do something or how they're being hypocritical or something along those lines, and maybe help change the viewpoint of somebody. I'm not asking for a lot, maybe just change one person. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. It was oddly cathartic to get a lot of that off my chest. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bing bong the ding dong down below to be alerted to whenever I make a new video. And like I said, maybe share this video. I feel like it's one of my more important videos that I've made. If you have somebody that doesn't quite understand or something along those lines, show it to them. In closing, Disney said there's room for everyone under the rainbow. And I asked, is there room for everyone under the rainbow? I honestly do not feel there is. Because at the end of the day, if someone's still being discriminated against, they're not welcome. And I always love that it's companies and people that say, oh yeah, there's room for everybody. But it's usually those groups that aren't the ones getting discriminated against. So no, I don't feel like there's room for everyone under the rainbow. There should be, and hopefully there is a day that changes and there is room for everyone. But until that day comes, all I can say is do better. So until next time, bye!